So some of you may know of Chase Minnifield, some of you may not. He was an NFL player, cornerback for the Washington Redskins a few years back. Career was actually cut short due to the injury. Since then, he's become quite the serial entrepreneur with his companies like Helping Hands, Easy Turn, and more. So last week in NYC, we got a chance to link up with him, ask him how's life out after the NFL, what his new company is about, what tech is involved, what tech he's into. Here's how it all went.
So just tell us a little bit about yourself, I guess, before we get started.
All right, so yeah, life after NFL, NFL player, born and raised in Lexington, Kentucky. Ended up going to the University of Virginia. I was a two-time All-American at the University of Virginia.
Nice.
Had an opportunity to play in the NFL, went to the Washington Redskins. So I kind of left Kentucky and I was kind of like a DMV native for 8 years because it was kind of like my second home.
Yeah.
And then after that, I played in the NFL. I thought it was going to be, it was a dream come true, put it that way. I got to play in the NFL, it was a dream come true. But it ultimately was not what I expected. We talked about it a little bit earlier, was the fact that I woke up every day not knowing if I was going to have a job. So life at the bottom of the roster is a different life than at the top of the roster. We're all making decent money, but at the same time, you can lose it any day.
Yeah. So after the NFL and everything, did that kind of force you to think how you were going to make money, or you were already kind of on that?
Nah. Once I got done playing, I was really thought that I was good enough to keep playing. Like, you can't tell me that I can't, be what I thought what I've been preparing to do my whole life. But it wasn't my decision, is what I learned. It wasn't my decision no more. So I waited like everybody else. Most people wait for this call for a year, and then ultimately I started building my company, my first company, Helping Hands. I started building that company about a year after I got cut, which I started building that company for the prime reason because I wanted to provide opportunity to some of my family members and friends around the Lexington, Kentucky area. So I came back home from DC, and I was back home, and I was wondering why all these kids I grew up with, good kids, family members, they don't got jobs, they don't got anything. They're just sitting here going basically in and out the system. Yeah, they're going in and out the system for small things like child support or something like that, and can't get a job. So I wanted to create an opportunity to use my platform to be able to allow them for me to find out, one, is it them or is it, the system?
Yeah.
So I gave them opportunity, and they still, a lot of them still work for me to this day.
You own your own business, well, multiple businesses.
Yeah.
Now, were you always kind of like entrepreneurial spirited, or like lemonade stands on it, or just something that just kind of came afterwards?
My dad is an entrepreneur. So my dad is an entrepreneur.
And he also played in the NFL.
And he played in the NFL. So he kind of had that path of football to entrepreneurship. I kind of thought my path was going to be football for 20 years, and then I'll be good, But it wasn't that. But I did see a lot of ways that I worked for my dad for during that time frame. That I was waiting to create my own company. I actually worked for my dad, which did something that I didn't want to work for nobody. So I created my own company. Nice. But I think that I had all the skills to be entrepreneurial. If you really think about it, an athlete or they're kind of like independent contractors. Mm-hmm. They gotta, you gotta work up. You gotta train yourself. You gotta put in time in the off season. Can't nobody tell you what to do. If you're doing everything that somebody tells you to do, then you probably won't make it to that level of the sport. So me putting in those same things I used for sport into business allowed it to be successful.
Nice. Other than coming home and wanting to provide opportunities, did your college experience kind of manifest that idea of particular business? It
did. So originally this Helping Hands was made to do move-in days.
Okay.
I'm not that far removed from college, but my move-in day was crazy. People parked on the grass, families running in and out the dorm rooms, and it just seemed like there was no staff. Yeah. Like there was nobody there.
They're probably hiding.
And everybody was just running around until like the day was over, and then like your RA comes and says, "Hey, I'm your RA," So
all day, yeah.
That's kind of where it started. I was like, all right, these moving days, I think we could definitely provide labor for these days to help these people move into the buildings. So that was kind of where we initially started the idea of this student housing, higher education market. They kind of pushed us into doing the contract labor to what we do now as far as cleaning, painting, maintenance. They said, we don't budget for moving day. We're cool with it being hectic, but we do need help. We do need help with actual getting these dorm rooms ready for the move-in day. So they pushed us in that direction.
Different seasons,
And that's a good thing about anybody that's an entrepreneur is the fact that you need to be adjustable. You need to be able to hear what the market's asking for. And, we adjusted, and, we have a business that's been around for 4 or 5 years now.
Nice. I mean, as long as colleges don't go nowhere.
Yeah, as long as colleges don't go nowhere, as long as kids are still moving in and out, we'll be all right.
I know your father was one, but were there any other mentors that were in your life that, kind of helped shape who you became and, life lessons that may have taught you?
My father was a big one. He was a big one. But for the most part, I always looked up to all black entrepreneurs, people that are taking their situation and taking control of the situation. I think there's definitely a path or a history of us, working underneath others. So I'm admired by people who are employing others that may be looking like us or have the same race as us, may be disadvantaged in any other way or form or fashion. So if they've had the opportunity to reach success, using that success to put it as a platform that can help grow the culture, grow the community.
Any advice for anyone looking to get into starting their own business?
Advice? I would say jump. Jump is what I say. I think a lot of people would like to double dutch. And, you don't want to jump into it. Everybody should be an entrepreneur, whether it's on the side or whether it's, a full-time thing. Because even if you're doing it on the side, maybe you can start to trust yourself that you can build this thing into a full-time thing while you're doing it on the side. So once you get feel the freedom of what entrepreneurship can offer you, I think it gives people more purpose, and it also gives them just like a sense of controlling what I'm doing, and I think that's priceless to me. So if you can control what you're doing and you feel like you have a purpose to, continue to move forward and continue to push what you're doing forward, I think everybody should be in entrepreneurship. So that would be my goal. My idea would be to jump.
What would you like to see more from other business owners, whether it be celebrities or everyday business owners, in regards to just more mentorship, more leadership, or just?
I would like to see more people provide platforms that are really valuable to others. I know a couple people are doing like coding camps and things of that nature. With Helping Hands, we actually give franchises away to our particular. Right now, it's a lot of my former teammates.
Nice.
I like to help with the transition out of sports, but we also just signed our first regional partner, who's a female that I used to know at University of Virginia.
Nice.
So just giving people the opportunity and the structure that they need to move forward. So I don't think there's too many people that are doing that. They might give you, these are what you should do, but we're actually sitting down with people, providing them with the business plan, the business structure, and actually going to get contracts for them. Then we just got to figure out if they can execute it. So we give everybody every opportunity they need to try to be successful in entrepreneurship with Helping Hands.
So in other words, they need to do like you do.
Do like we do. Provide the platform, because I think, it's scary. It is scary. It is a scary jump. So I think the more I can make that landing fluffy, so you land and it doesn't hurt, then I think that, like, the first person that we ever signed for Helping Hands was one of my closest friends, and I had to literally set him up a meeting before he wanted to do this thing. So I set him up a meeting. He went, got his first contract, got his first check, and now he's on for life. So
I know there's not a lot of technology involved in what you do, but there's other things. Is there something?
There actually is. Well, I'm creating technology.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not out there, so. So, is there any type of new stuff that excites you, or stuff that scares you about technology as it's growing rapidly?
Not really. So Easy Turn is my other company, when it's a tech company, and we built it for the student housing industry, for higher education, and it's better for them to better manage their vendors. Okay. So now, as a vendor, Helping Hands was a vendor, and I've seen a gap in the market that everywhere I worked at, they were giving us Excel sheets, printable sheets, which we've created Easy Turn, which is basically a scheduler that allows for the housing operations and property managers to provide vendors their schedule through an app platform. So I think technology should be everywhere. So if you are an entrepreneur right now, look for gaps in the industry where technology could be issued and it might be an opportunity for you.
What are the must-have apps on your phone? Okay.
Must-have apps on my phone? Gmail, text, phone.
All right, last question. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Okay, cool.
Nah.
Thanks a lot, man.
No doubt. Appreciate it, for sure.
Cool.
So yeah, a huge thanks to Chase and Jessica for making this happen. We got links in the description below to learn more about Chase and his endeavors and his companies. And as always, thanks for watching. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate you for doing so, and see you next video. Peace.